Assalamu alaikum. I'm Tala Suhail. I welcome you all to Virtual University's program on Theories of Personality. Dear students, today is our lecture number 7. We will be talking about Jung's analytical theory of personality. But before beginning with lecture number 7, let us recap what we did in lecture number 6. Dear students, we were talking about सिगमंड फ्रॉइड्स साइकोएनालिटिकल थ्योरी, और इस थ्योरी में हमने सिगमंड फ्रॉइड की पर्सनालिटी थ्योरी के ऊपर उसकी क्रिटिसिज्म जो कुछ हुआ वो देखा. वी वेंट थ्रू ईच एंड एवरी कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ फ्रॉइडियन साइकोएनालिटिक पर्सनालिटी थ्योरी. सो लेट अस सी व्हाट वी डिड इन लेक्चर नंबर 6. नाउ वी सेड दैट सिगमंड फ्रॉइड एंड हिज पर्सनालिटी थ्योरी had to face some very harsh, bitter and rude criticism from each and every angle. और उसकी वजह क्या थी? जब हम फ्रॉइड की थ्योरी को एवेलुएट करते हैं तो हम देखते हैं कि he painted a very pessimistic picture about all human beings. According to Freud, all human beings are controlled by their sexual aggressive instincts. So he was painting an animal-like picture of human beings. Number 3, his focus was on unconscious. सारा का सारा फोकस जो था वो अनकॉन्शियस इंस्टिंक्ट्स के ऊपर था और अनकॉन्शियस मेंटल प्रोसेसेस पे. एंड अनकॉन्शियस मेंटल प्रोसेसेस अकॉर्डिंग टू फ्रॉइड वर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. His theory has an impact, whether it's literature, whether it's art, whether it's philosophy. He took a lot of inputs from many places, and his writings have an influence in literature, in art, in philosophy. Now he gave a personality theory which is based more on the concept of unconscious mental processes. When we are talking about his theory, we are focusing on his evaluation of his theory. जनाब, सबसे पहली चीज, according to Freud, the mind can be divided, or the mental processes can be divided into conscious, pre-conscious, unconscious. तो ये वो 3 mental levels हैं जिनके बारे में फ्रॉइड ने बात की. Then he talked about the personality structures, id, ego, superego. उसके बाद he gave a developmental theory of personality. और ये जो developmental psychosexual developmental theory of personality है, it has got the following stages: oral, anal, phallic, latency period and genital stage. सबसे अहम बात कि जब हम बात करते हैं साइकोसेक्सुअल स्टेजेस ऑफ डेवलपमेंट की, जब हम बात करते हैं लेवल्स ऑफ कॉन्शियसनेस की, जब हम फोकस करते हैं बहुत ज्यादा अनकॉन्शियस पे, तो एक्चुअली वी आर ट्राइंग टू अंडरस्टैंड पर्सनैलिटी बाय स्टडिंग मेंटल स्ट्रक्चर्स. वी आर ट्राइंग टू अंडरस्टैंड पर्सनैलिटी बाय गोइंग थ्रू इड, ईगो, सुपर ईगो. और सबसे अहम बात ये कि फ्रॉइड also provided us with certain methods or techniques of studying the unconscious as well. तो बात आपसे हो रही है सिगमंड फ्रॉइड की थ्योरी की. He also emphasized on life and death instincts. उसका फोकस एरोस और थैनाटोस के ऊपर भी बहुत ज्यादा था. जनाब, बात हम कर रहे हैं सिगमंड फ्रॉइड की थ्योरी की. हम बात ये करना चाह रहे हैं कि he also recognized the role of anxiety. और एंजाइटी को डील करने के लिए देयर आर ईगो डिफेंस मैकेनिज्म्स और कूपिंग स्ट्रेटजीज विच सिगमंड फ्रॉइड टॉक्ड अबाउट. सबसे बड़ी बात, सिगमंड फ्रॉइड की थ्योरी के बहुत सारे ऐसे कंस्ट्रक्ट्स और कॉन्सेप्ट्स हैं विच कैन नॉट बी एम्पिरिकली टेस्टेड. सो देयर आर अ लॉट ऑफ एब्स्ट्रैक्शंस, देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ फिलॉसफी इन्वॉल्व्ड इन इट. What are the applications of psychoanalytic theory of personality? बहुत सारी. Number 1, it is used in studying the unconscious. अगर किसी का unconscious को study करना है तो उसके लिए बेहतरीन theory जो है वो सिगमंड फ्रॉइड की है, because he has provided us with methods and techniques of studying the unconscious, जिसमें free association है, dream analysis है, analysis of resistance है, analysis of humor है, and many more things. When we are able to reach the unconscious by using these techniques and method, well, we are able to develop self-understanding. So that is another application of Freudian personality theory. सबसे पहले, one is able to understand the unconscious mental processes. Number 2, one can have a greater self-understanding. Number 3, जब unconscious और self understanding आ गई तो उससे that will help you, that will re-educate you, and that will help you in understanding yourself. So these are some of the important applications of Sigmund Freud's psychoanalytic personality theory. Dear students, let us begin with our new theory, and that is Jung's analytical theory. Jung's analytical theory is very interesting. जनाब, हम आपसे बात आज करेंगे लेक्चर नंबर 7 में यूंग की एनालिटिकल पर्सनालिटी थ्योरी के बारे में, और ये एक बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग थ्योरी है. यू विल एंजॉय इट. नाउ आई हैव अ क्वेश्चन. हु आर द न्यू फ्रॉइडियंस? वेल, न्यू फ्रॉइडियंस आर दोज हु डेवलप देयर ओन कंपीटिंग थ्योरीज ऑफ साइको एनालिसिस. और इन न्यू फ्रॉइडियंस में इंक्लूड करते हैं हम कार्ल यूंग को, एडलर को, कैरन हॉर्नी को. वेल, टुडे वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट यूंग्स एनालिटिकल थ्योरी, और इस थ्योरी का जो फोकस है उसमें ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंस दी गई है पर्सनल अनकॉन्शियस को. और पर्सनल अनकॉन्शियस के नीचे हम पढ़ेंगे अंडर द सेम हेडिंग वी विल स्टडी द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ अ कॉम्प्लेक्स, कलेक्टिव अनकॉन्शियस. और कलेक्टिव अनकॉन्शियस में सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट कॉन्सेप्ट इज आर्कीटाइप्स. So who are the new Freudians? What is personal unconscious? What is collective unconscious? Let's see. New Freudians are followers of Freud who developed their own competing theories of psychoanalysis. Jung developed an analytical theory. The focus is on the personal unconscious. Jung's name for unconscious mind as described by Freud. Complex is a cluster of ideas connected together by a common feeling or emotions. Collective unconscious, Jung's name for memories shared by all members of the human species. And archetypes are Jung's collective universal human memories. Dear students, we are talking about Carl Jung's theory. And in Carl Jung's analytical theory, the focus is on personal unconscious. Personal unconscious बिल्कुल वही है जो सिगमंड फ्रॉइड का unconscious का कॉन्सेप्ट था. तो आप कह सकते हैं सिगमंड फ्रॉइड का unconscious और कार्ल यूंग का personal unconscious are the same. The term complex, it refers to a cluster of ideas which are connected together by a common feeling. For example, mother complex. So this is a complex, this is an idea, and it is connected together by a cluster of ideas having common feelings or emotion. जब मैं mother का word use करती हूँ तो उसके साथ उसका love, उसकी attention, उसका care and many other connected things come to your mind. So that is a cluster of ideas connected together by a common feeling or emotion. Collective unconscious. Collective unconscious is actually a storehouse of memories, and these storehouse of memories are inherited by all members of the human species. So जब हम कहते हैं archetype, archetypes refers to your inherited human memories. Because you belong to the human race, इसलिए वो सारी memories आपके अंदर. Dear students, we will be talking about components of the theory. सबसे पहले जब हम कंपोनेंट्स ऑफ द थ्योरी की बात करेंगे तो उसमें हम बात करेंगे लिबिडो की, इक्विवेलेंस की, एंट्रोपी की, ऑपोजिट्स की. लिबिडो is the driving force. It is the general biological life energy that is used by the organism, by the individual in solving different problems. Equivalence क्या है जी? Equivalence will be talking about equivalence, which is the first law of thermodynamics. Entropy is the second law of thermodynamics. और चौथी चीज जिसकी हम जिक्र करेंगे वो है जी ऑपोजिट्स या डायलेक्टिक्स. देन वील टॉक अबाउट कंपोनेंट्स ऑफ पर्सनालिटी. और कंपोनेंट्स ऑफ पर्सनालिटी में आपसे बात करेंगे ईगो की. ईगो इज ऑल योर कॉन्शियस एक्सपीरियंसेस. सो बेसिकली व्हाटएवर यू आर थिंकिंग, फीलिंग, परसीविंग, डूइंग, so all the things that you do it with the help of ego. So it is ego which is responsible for everything that we do. Personal unconscious, हमने कहा personal unconscious consists of all repressed, forgotten, not very vivid, not very clear memories, and it consists of clusters of emotionally loaded thoughts, जिसमें हमने कहा था the most important thing is complex. And a complex is a cluster of ideas which are connected together by a common feeling or emotions. हम इसमें examples के साथ करेंगे, अभी तो we are just having an outline. Collective unconscious. Collective unconscious basically it refers to all our ancestral experiences, memories from untold millions of years. So you can say it's fragments of all human history that we inherit from our forefathers. और यूंग ने इनको लेबल किया है एज आर्कीटाइप्स. वो लोग जिन्होंने यूंग नहीं पढ़ा हुआ लेकिन उन्होंने लिटरेचर, आर्ट, हिस्ट्री, फिलॉसफी पढ़ी है, दे आर वेरी वेल अवेयर विद यूंग्स कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ आर्कीटाइप्स. तो जब हम कह रहे हैं कि आर्कीटाइप्स रिफर टू योर एंसेस्ट्रल मेमोरीज, well, there are a list of archetypes which Jung is talking about और हम उन सबको करेंगे. Number 1 persona, number 2 anima, number 3 animus, number 4 shadow and number 5 self. So we'll be talking about persona, anima, animus, shadow and self. उसके बाद एक और बहुत अहम चीज psychological types. Well, the term psychological types refer to orientation or the way an individual interacts with other people. So, मैं जिस तरह दूसरों से interact करूंगी would refer or would label me as a type of person. So, Jung is talking about two psychological types, introverts, extroverts. जैसे कि उन terms के नामों से जाहिर है, one is one specific type of a person, जो कि bookworm type आपको introvert individual को कहते हैं. Extrovert जो कि one who loves to go out, loves to socialize. Dear students, then we'll be talking about stages of development as given to us by Jung. और वो stages of development हैं जी childhood, young adulthood, middle ages and life after retirement. So there are going to be 4 stages which we'll talk about: childhood, young adulthood, middle ages and life after retirement. So keep in mind that Sigmund Freud was talking about psychosexual stages of development from birth and going up till puberty. Jung's theory stages of development are more extensive. He is talking about development from childhood and even life after retirement. Dear students, we are simply going through an outline of Jung's analytical theory. और हमने कहा उसमें stages of development पे भी focus है, लेकिन Jung की जो stages of development है वो ज़्यादा extensive है because they are encompassing a more longer period. Then there's another important concept, goal of life. Now, when we are talking about life goal, according to Jung's analytical personality theory, the harmony of the various components of the psyche into one is the life goal. यानी आपकी पर्सनैलिटी के जितने कंपोनेंट्स हैं, वेदर इट्स ईगो, वेदर इट्स पर्सनल अनकॉन्शियस, वेदर इट्स कलेक्टिव अनकॉन्शियस, द आर्कीटाइप्स, well, the harmony and the combining or the uniting of all these components into one is the life goal according to Jung's analytical theory. इसी के बिल्कुल opposite एक और भी concept है which is exactly the opposite of life goal, and that is individuation. Individuation means becoming aware or coming to know about each and every component of your psyche. आपकी जो पर्सनैलिटी है, आपकी जो साइकी है, उसके हर कंपोनेंट के बारे में पूरी तरह अवेयरनेस का नाम है इंडिविजुएशन. उसके बाद एक और बहुत अहम कॉन्सेप्ट के ऊपर बात करेंगे आपसे, वो है कॉज़ैलिटी एंड थियोलॉजी. व्हाट आर दे? वेल, अकॉर्डिंग टू यूंग, our behavior is influenced by the past. The past pushes us forward and the future pulls us ahead. So our behavior is being equally controlled by the past as well as by the future. और ये एस्पेक्ट यूंग की थ्योरी का जो है, जो पॉजिटिव एस्पेक्ट है, because he is talking and taking into consideration the future as well. Freud only talked about the past, ignoring the future. Jung is talking about the past as well as the future having an equal hold on your behavior. Dear students, we are talking about Carl Jung's analytical theory of personality. उसने हमें कुछ रिसर्च टेक्निक्स भी दी और कुछ रिसर्च टेक्निक्स का इस्तेमाल भी किया. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, ही एक्सटेंसिवली यूज्ड द वर्ड एसोसिएशन टेस्ट. वर्ड एसोसिएशन टेस्ट was designed by Wilhelm Wundt. Now this test was redesigned, reformulated by Jung. He used it extensively with his patients in studying their complex. So he was using it to reach the unconscious. He was using it to study the complex of his patients. Number 2, he used dream analysis. Dream analysis for Jung is something, a very important channel. But dreams are what we see. They do not have any hidden sexual meaning for the clinician. What you see in the dream, they provide you with solutions to your problems. They provide you with some help with which you can take for your future behavior. So for Jung, dream is what you see, and it stands for the same thing. There are no sexual interpretations for the dream by Jung. Number 3, which is very important, Jung has given us the concept of archetypes, and this concept of archetypes is very important. If we want to understand the person, understanding his archetypal behavior, his set of ancestral memories which he inherits is important. So he has also given us techniques of studying an individual. So his research techniques are different from Sigmund Freud. So let us begin with our today's lecture. Let us go through a biographical sketch of Carl Jung and see what things happened in his life and how he developed his analytical theory of personality. Well, Carl Jung was born in 1875 in a Swiss village his 8 uncles, and his father was a pastor in a Swiss church. His parents were most of the time fighting, which caused Jung to isolate himself from the family, which caused him to rely on his dreams, visions, and fantasies. So we see that Jung was born in 1875 in a Swiss village, and his father and 8 uncles were pastors. That is, there were a number of clergymen in his family, priests or pastors or clergymen in his family. Now his parents were fighting most of the time, and because of that he isolated himself from his family and took most of his time in studying his own dreams, visions, and fantasies. Now, when Jung was 10 years old, he carved out a little wooden man, and he dressed this wooden man in black dress and clothes, and put him in a box, a small wooden box, and hide this little carved out man in the attic. एटिक होता है वो स्टोर या वो जगह जहाँ पे आप अपनी वो चीजें जो इस्तेमाल नहीं करते हैं वो रख देते. Now whenever he was depressed, whenever he was sad, he used to go to his attic, take out this small box and see this carved out wooden man dressed in black. So this figure was his refuge. He used to share his secrets with this carved out wooden man. Now Jung believed in the dual aspect of his personality. One as a little boy, the real Jung, and one as a wise old man, some 100 years old. Jung by profession was a doctor, and he was very much interested in reading philosophy and literature and art. He read Sigmund Freud's book, The Interpretation of Dreams, in 1900. The book impressed him a lot. He wrote a letter to Sigmund Freud, and afterwards he wrote some 395 letters. So you can very well have an idea the communication that was going on between Freud and Jung. So Janab, Freud invited Jung and have a meeting with him. After meeting Freud and getting impressed by him, he began to use psychoanalysis in his therapy, in his clinical practice. Freud made Jung the president of the Psychoanalytic Society. Now this relationship was flourishing. There was a very good ideal relationship between Freud and Jung. This relationship suffered a setback when Freud asked Jung to accompany him to America. It was Stanley Hall who invited Freud to come to America and deliver a series of lectures on psychoanalysis. It was during here that Jung noted that even the liberal American audience did not approve of Freud's overemphasis on sex, sexual interpretations, and on aggressive instincts. All in good faith. There was no ill feeling involved. All in good faith, Jung advised Freud not to emphasize on sex, unconscious, and childhood experiences. Freud ignored his criticism, and soon the two began to have a distant relationship. The relationship seared off, it broke, and the Psychoanalytic Society's presidentship was given to Adler. So आप कह सकते हैं कि Jung was the first disciple and the first rebel of Sigmund Freud. उसका पहला शागिर्द और उसका पहला मुखालिफ और उसके नजरियात का पहला जो सबसे ज्यादा मुखालफत की वो यूंग ने की. Now after terminating his relationship with Freud, Jung went through a dark period in his life. He withdrew himself from active life and focused on exploring his own dreams, his own fantasies, his own ideas. And it is during this period that he developed his theory of personality. And his theory of personality resembles very little with Freud's theory of personality. And Jung kept modifying his theory of personality till his death in 1961. और वो उसमें जितनी तब्दीलियां और मॉडिफिकेशन कर सकता था वो करता रहा. Dear students, you can very well see that the impact on Jung's personal life, the events in his personal life, how they contributed in developing his analytical theory of personality. So let us talk about concepts of his theory. सबसे पहला कॉन्सेप्ट जो यूंग की थ्योरी का हम करेंगे वो है लिबिडो, इक्विवेलेंस, एंट्रोपी and opposites or dialectics. So let us talk about libido. Libido is the driving force of personality. It is the general biological life energy that is concentrated in solving different problems as they arise. For Jung, libido is the creative life force that leads to continuous psychological growth of the person. So when we are engaged in activities such as eating, sleeping, studying, walking, talking, all these needs require energy. And libido is the storehouse which provide energy for all our physical, psychological, spiritual needs. Freud saw libido as sexual and aggressive in nature. Jung saw libido as life energy involved in each and every activity. Dear students, we are talking about libido and we said that libido is the life energy. All the activities that you are engaged in, you derive energy from libido. For Freud, libido is sexual and aggressive in nature. And for Jung, libido is the life energy which is being used by the individual in each and every activity that the individual is involved in. So libido is the life energy which is used by the individual in each and everything that we do. Then comes second important concept of the theory, and that is equivalence. The principle of equivalence is the first law of thermodynamics. Thermo means heat and dynamics means the movement. So it refers to the flow of heat. The first law of thermodynamics states that the amount of energy in a system is fixed. It is also called law of conservation of energy. Now, individual possesses psychic energy, which is libido, and the amount of libido is fixed. Energy may change its form, but its total amount will remain the same. Dear students, we are talking about equivalence, which is the first law of thermodynamics, or you can say the law of conservation of energy. And according to this law, the energy may change its form, but the total sum of energy of a system remains fixed. तो आप ये कह सकते हैं कि जब हम बात करें फर्स्ट लॉ ऑफ थर्मोडायनेमिक्स की या इक्विवेलेंस की, तो आप कह सकते हैं साइकिकल एनर्जी तो है लिबिडो. एक ऑर्गेनिज्म में जो एनर्जी है वो है लिबिडो, एंड द अमाउंट ऑफ लिबिडो इज फिक्स्ड, बट दिस लिबिडो में चेंज इट्स फॉर्म्स. लेट्स टेक एन एग्जांपल. You may invest your energy in one activity, say studying more and sleep less, while another student may sleep more and study less. So libido, energy, is simply changing its form, but its total amount remains the same. The conscious and the unconscious are two aspects of the individual which use energy, libido. When you concentrate more on conscious activities like talking, walking, socializing, then libido is being utilized in conscious activities, but it can be used for unconscious activities. So the psychical energy is changing forms only. So according to this particular law of equivalence, we simply mean that the psychical energy libido, the amount of psychical energy is fixed, but it simply changes its form. चाहे वो conscious activities में ज़्यादा invest हो रही हो या unconscious activities में, the sum total of psychical energy will be the same, but it will be changing forms. Second law of thermodynamics, that is entropy. This is the second law of thermodynamics, which says that there is a tendency towards equalization of energy within a system. For example, all components of psyche has a tendency to equalize their energy level. That is, the conscious and the unconscious are components of the psyche, and there will be a tendency that the energy levels of the two components should be equal. The focus is on creating equilibrium or a state of balance between different energy states. बात आपसे हो रही है एंट्रोपी की या सेकेंड लॉ ऑफ थर्मोडायनेमिक्स की, and according to this law there is a tendency towards equalization of energy within a system. या आप कह सकते हैं कि किसी भी सिस्टम में स्टेट ऑफ इक्विलिब्रियम जो है उसको कायम करने के लिए there is always a tendency. So there is always a tendency within an individual towards equalization of energy within a system. So psychical energy में भी यही tendency है towards equalization. Let's take an example. Now let's place a hot body with a cold body. Now heat will begin to flow from the hot body to the cold body, and it will keep flowing till the two are at the same energy level. That is according to entropy. Now for Jung, there is a tendency within an individual to have all components of the psyche, whether it's unconscious or conscious, to be at the same energy level. तो आपकी साइकी के अंदर ये एक स्टेट ऑफ इक्विलिब्रियम है कि तमाम साइकिकल पार्ट्स जो हैं, कंपोनेंट्स जो हैं, दे शुड बी एट सेम एनर्जी लेवल. द फोर्थ इंपॉर्टेंट कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ यूंग्स एनालिटिकल थ्योरी इज प्रिंसिपल ऑफ ऑपोजिट्स और डायलेक्टिक्स. It was Newton who gave us the third law of motion. To every action there is an equal and opposite reaction, which is the third law of motion. Now, according to Hegel, everything carries its own negation, or everything has its own antithesis. तो आप ये कह सकते हैं, we can have a number of examples. We can say that the unconscious is the opposite of conscious. The rational is the opposite of irrational. The introvert is the opposite of extrovert, as far as our psychical system is concerned. So, this law of opposites or dialectics even holds within the psychical system. Dear students, we have talked about components of personality theory, जिसमें हमने सबसे पहले आपसे बात की libido, the driving force of the personality. बात आपसे की equivalence, which is the first law of thermodynamics. बात आपसे की entropy की, which is the second law of thermodynamics. फिर law of opposites की बात की, dialectics की बात की. Four of them are equally important concepts, constructs of Jung's theory. Now let us see what are the components of personality according to Jung. Components of personality में आपसे बात करेंगे ईगो की, पर्सनल अनकॉन्शियस की, कलेक्टिव अनकॉन्शियस की. और डियर स्टूडेंट्स, जब हम कलेक्टिव अनकॉन्शियस की बात करेंगे तो उसमें आर्कीटाइप्स की बात करेंगे, पर्सोना की आपसे बात करेंगे, एनिमा की बात करेंगे, एनिमस की बात करेंगे, शैडो की बात करेंगे, सेल्फ की बात करेंगे. विल बी टॉकिंग अबाउट 5 आर्कीटाइप्स. So let us begin with components of personality. The first component of personality is ego. Now, ego is our conscious experience. It is our thinking, feeling, remembering, perceiving. So, it is responsible for everything that we do. So, your conscious activity is your ego. Thinking, feeling, remembering, perceiving. ये सब की सब आपकी conscious experience realm में आते हैं, and they are your ego. Now, ego is responsible for our everyday functions and activities, and it is our sense of identity. Example, बिल्कुल जनाब, all your daily activities and your personal identity as a student of virtual university is due to your ego. तो ये सारे आपके कॉन्शियस एक्सपीरियंसेस जिस रैल में फॉल्व करते हैं, दैट इज योर ईगो अकॉर्डिंग टू यू. दूसरा इंपॉर्टेंट कंस्ट्रक्ट, पर्सनल अनकॉन्शियस. द पर्सनल अनकॉन्शियस कंसिस्ट ऑफ रिप्रेस्ड और फॉरगॉटन or not very vivid or clear memories. It consists of clusters of emotionally loaded thoughts, which Jung labeled as complexes. A complex is a cluster of ideas connected together by a common feeling or emotions. A complex is a cluster of ideas connected together by common feelings or emotions. So, complex has a nucleus which acts as a magnet to attract other ideas. Dear students, we are talking about personal unconscious और हमने कहा personal unconscious दरअसल it consists of repressed, forgotten, not very clear memories of your past. और ये वो सारा स्टोर हाउस सा एक है जिसमें आपकी रिप्रेस्ड, फॉरगॉटन या जो बहुत क्लियर विविड मेमोरीज नहीं है वो मौजूद. Now, another important thing in personal unconscious is the concept of complex. और हमने कहा complex is a cluster of ideas connected together by a common feeling or emotion. तो असल में complex है एक मैग्नेट और ये मैग्नेट जो है वो उससे मिलते जुलते दूसरे आइडियाज को अपनी तरफ अट्रैक्ट करते हैं. मखनातीस जो है वो उसके गिर्द अगर लोहे की चीजें होंगी तो वो उन्हें अपनी तरफ खींचेगा. तो ये कॉम्प्लेक्स भी जो है ये एक मैग्नेट है एंड इट एक्ट्स एज अ न्यूक्लियस एंड इट्स अ न्यूक्लियस, इट्स अ मैग्नेट व्हिच अट्रैक्ट्स अदर आइडियाज. लेट्स टेक एन एग्जांपल. द मदर कॉम्प्लेक्स और द फादर कॉम्प्लेक्स और द पावर कॉम्प्लेक्स or the money complex is a thought which is given a lot of importance by the person and he would invest a lot of energy in activities related with the mother complex or with any other which is important to him. बात आपसे हो रही है जनाब यूंग के कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ पर्सनल अनकॉन्शियस और उसमें हमने आपसे मिसाल दी रिलेटेड टू द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ कॉम्प्लेक्स. जनाब, इट वाज विल्हेम वुंट who developed the word association test. Jung modified the word association test and used it extensively in studying the complexes of his patients. और उसने ये देखा कि the mother and the daughter, the father and the son, माँ और बेटी, बाप और बेटे के जो complexes हैं वो बहुत मिलते जुलते हैं. So that it gives us an idea that family background is an important influence in forming the concept or construct of complex. Dear students, we are talking about Jung's component of personality, जिसमें हमने अभी आपसे बात की ईगो की, उसके बाद आपसे बात की पर्सनल अनकॉन्शियस की, उसमें बात की आपसे कॉम्प्लेक्स की. Let's talk about the third important personality concept and that is collective unconscious. It refers to our ancestral experiences, memories from untold millions of years. So it is fragments of all human history that we inherit from our forefathers. Jung labeled these ancestral experiences as archetypes. An archetype is an inherited predisposition to respond to certain aspects of the world in certain ways. An archetype is a universal thought that has emotion. Now, this thought creates an image as well as a vision. बात आपसे हो रही है जनाब archetypes की और archetypes are all your universal, all those images, memories of which we inherit from our ancestors. From our ancestors. So it is basically, it consists of all our ancestral memories which we inherit simply being a member of the human race. तो बात आपसे हो रही है आर्कीटाइप्स की, और यूंग ने हमें जो आर्कीटाइप्स दिए, दे आर फॉलोइंग. नंबर 1 persona, number 2 anima, number 3 animus, number 4 shadow, and number 5 self. These 5 archetypes are important components of your psyche, of your personality. Persona. Persona is the mask. It is a Latin word which means mask or cover, which the actors used to wear on the stage. It is our very polite and full of manner public personality. Persona may deceive other people, but it is only a small part of our psyche. It should not be mistaken and taken as the complete whole person. The persona and the real person should be closer to one another for a good, healthy adjustment. बात आपसे हो रही है यूंग के सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट आर्कीटाइप, एंड दैट इज पर्सोना. पर्सोना इज द मास्क, द कवर एन इंडिविजुअल वेयर्स, and it refers to your public personality. Now, the public personality and the real personality should be closer to one another. क्योंकि persona is not the total whole person. It is part of the personality. Persona refers to the small segment of your psyche, not whole of the psyche. Persona, it is the role assigned by the society. It conceals the real nature of the person. Jung's persona is similar to Freud's superego in some aspects. So persona by Carl Jung and Freud's superego are similar to one another in certain aspects. और persona असल में वो रोल है जो असाइन करती है सोसाइटी आपको. Another important archetype, anima. This is the female component of the male psyche. It comes into existence because of the experiences that women have had with men over centuries. It facilitates women to have better understanding of the other gender. Secondly, it provides a framework within which males interact with females. So, anima refers to the female component of the male psyche. और ये इस तरह वजूद में आता है या existence में आता है because of the experiences that women have had with men over centuries. इसके 2 फायदे हैं. सबसे पहली चीज तो ये दूसरे जेंडर के बारे में बेहतर अंडरस्टैंडिंग प्रोवाइड करते हैं. Secondly, it provides a framework within which one gender can interact with the other one. Third important archetype, that is animus. Now, animus is the masculine component of the female psyche. The male who has a strong animus, it would help him in taking care of all domestic chores which females are very competent in, like cooking, taking care of home, taking care of the kids, cleaning the house, and things like that. So, animus is the masculine component of the female psyche. Now, both of these, anima and animus, they facilitate each gender to respond and to understand members of the other sex. उसके बाद जनाब एक और अहम आर्कीटाइप, and that is shadow. It is the dark, deepest part of the psyche. It is the animal side of the human psyche. Now, as the word shadow shows, it is the devil, the monster, the evil, the destructive, the damaging, the revengeful side of you and me. So, whenever I'm involved in anything destructive, evil, bad, वगैरह वगैरह वगैरह, so I'm being under the control of shadow. Self. Now, self is that component of the psyche that strives to unite, harmonize, and integrate all components of the psyche into one. Now, when this is achieved or when this takes place, the individual has सेल्फ एक्चुअलाइज्ड। और अगर हम इसको मैस्लो के सेल्फ एक्चुअलाइजेशन के बराबर रखें तो दिस इज वन एंड द सेम थिंग. सो सेल्फ इज harmonizing, uniting, integrating of all the components of the psyche into one. And when it happens, we say the individual has self-actualized. या वो इंडिविजुअल अपने सारे पोटेंशियल्स को बेस्ट पॉसिबल वे में सबसे बेहतर तरीके से इस्तेमाल कर. डियर स्टूडेंट्स, वी हैव टुडे टॉक्ड अबाउट विद यू Who are the Neo-Freudians? हमने आपसे बात की Neo-Freudians जो हैं वो फॉलोअर्स हैं फ्रॉइड के, who have developed their own competing theories of psychoanalysis. Jung is one of them, along with Adler and Karen Horney. And Jung has given us an analytical theory, and this theory is based on basically the concept of personal unconscious. पर्सनल अनकॉन्शियस में कॉन्सेप्ट एंड कंस्ट्रक्ट ऑफ कॉम्प्लेक्स, कलेक्टिव अनकॉन्शियस, और कलेक्टिव अनकॉन्शियस में द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ आर्कीटाइप्स, और आर्कीटाइप्स में जनाब हमारे पास पर्सोना, एनिमा, एनिमस, शैडो और सेल्फ. और हार्मोनाइजिंग और यूनाइटिंग ऑफ ऑल ऑफ दीज इनटू वन इज द सेल्फ. और जब ये होता है then this process takes place, we say that the individual has self-actualized. Dear students, today we have talked with you about the biographical sketch of Carl Jung, who is the founder of analytical theory of personality. उसके बाद हमने आपके साथ components of his theory किए. Components of the analytical theory include libido, इक्विवेलेंस, एंट्रोपी, ऑपोजिट्स. और जब हमने लिबिडो की आपसे बात की तो लिबिडो इज द ड्राइविंग फोर्स ऑफ द पर्सनैलिटी. इट इज द जनरल बायोलॉजिकल लाइफ एनर्जी दैट इज कंसंट्रेटेड इन सॉल्विंग ऑल डिफरेंट प्रॉब्लम्स ऑफ लाइफ एज दे अराइज. So libido is the psychical energy which is used in each and every activity that all of us are engaged in. उसके बाद हमने जनाब आपसे बात की इक्विवेलेंस की, विच इज द फर्स्ट लॉ ऑफ थर्मोडायनेमिक्स, अकॉर्डिंग टू विच हम जिस कहते हैं कि द एनर्जी विद इन अ सिस्टम, साइकिकल सिस्टम एज वेल, इज फिक्स्ड, इट ओनली चेंजेस इट्स फॉर्म. तो किसी भी साइकिकल सिस्टम का जो एनर्जी लेवल है वो एक ही रहता है, वो फिक्स है, अमाउंट ऑफ एनर्जी इज द सेम, लेकिन वो सिर्फ फॉर्म चेंज कर. तो इक्विवेलेंस इज दैट द सम टोटल ऑफ एनर्जी ऑफ अ सिस्टम इज फिक्स्ड. एनर्जी कैन नाइदर बी क्रिएटेड नॉट डिस्ट्रॉयड, लेकिन इट चेंजेस फॉर्म. एंट्रोपी, एंट्रोपी इज द सेकेंड लॉ ऑफ थर्मोडायनेमिक्स, जिसका फोकस ये है कि देयर इज एन स्टेट ऑफ इक्विलिब्रियम विद इन एन इंडिविजुअल. देयर इज ऑलवेज अ टेंडेंसी टुवर्ड्स इक्वलाइजेशन ऑफ एनर्जी लेवल्स. दूसरी हमने आपसे बात की सेकेंड लॉ ऑफ थर्मोडायनेमिक्स की, जिसमें जनाब एंट्रोपी की बात हुई. उसके बाद आपसे बात की ऑपोजिट्स की, जिसमें हमने कहा कि to every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Everything carries its own negation. That is as far as opposites are concerned, कि जहाँ पे conscious है वहीं पे unconscious है, जहाँ पे introvert है वहीं पे extroversion attitude भी exist करता है. So opposites exist. जनाब ये तो थे वो चार components यूंग की analytical theory के. Then we also talked about components of his personality. और जब हमने components of personality का जिक्र किया, उसमें आपसे बात की ईगो की, उसमें आपसे बात की पर्सनल अनकॉन्शियस की, और पर्सनल अनकॉन्शियस में आपसे बात की कॉम्प्लेक्स की, फिर आपसे बात की कलेक्टिव अनकॉन्शियस की, और कलेक्टिव अनकॉन्शियस में हमने आपसे बात की आर्कीटाइप्स की. नाउ डियर स्टूडेंट्स, ego is all your conscious experience. It is our thinking, feeling, remembering, perceiving. वो सारा कुछ जो जिसके बारे में वी आर फुली कॉन्शियस, जितने एक्सपीरियंसेस आपके कॉन्शियस रैल्म में आप फॉल करते हैं, दैट इज योर ईगो. और ये जो आपकी आइडेंटिटी भी है एज अ स्टूडेंट ऑफ वर्चुअल यूनिवर्सिटी, दैट इज बिकॉज ऑफ योर ईगो. उसके बाद जनाब आपसे बात की पर्सनल अनकॉन्शियस की, और हमने ये कहा कि पर्सनल अनकॉन्शियस कंसिस्ट ऑफ repressed, forgotten or not very vivid or clear memories, and it consists of clusters of ideas which have a common theme or an emotion. और इसमें हमने कहा कि जैसे मदर कॉम्प्लेक्स, फादर कॉम्प्लेक्स, मनी कॉम्प्लेक्स, if there is a mother complex, so all the ideas related with it have a common theme, feeling or emotion. Then we talked about collective unconscious, और हमने कहा collective unconscious, it refers to our ancestral experiences, memories, untold millions of years of our history. So it is fragments of all human history that we inherit from our forefathers. And Jung labeled these ancestral experiences as archetypes. और हमने आपसे कहा कि जो आर्कीटाइप्स हैं वो उनमें इंक्लूड करते हैं, नंबर 1 पर्सोना, एनिमा, एनिमस, शैडो, सेल्फ. Dear students, we have talked to you about Jung's personality theory. और अब जो हमारा अगला लेक्चर होगा, वी विल बी टॉकिंग अबाउट अदर थिंग्स. इन आवर नेक्स्ट लेक्चर वी विल स्टिल बी टॉकिंग अबाउट यूंग्स पर्सनैलिटी थ्योरी, जिसमें हम फोकस करेंगे जनाब साइकोलॉजिकल टाइप्स पे, जिसमें बात होगी हु आर इंट्रोवर्ट्स, हु आर एक्सट्रोवर्ट्स, बात होगी आपसे स्टेजेस ऑफ डेवलपमेंट की, जिसमें चाइल्डहुड, यंग अडल्टहुड, मिडिल एजेस एंड लाइफ आफ्टर रिटायरमेंट. लाइफ गोल की बात होगी, इंडिविजुएशन की बात होगी, कॉजेलिटी की बात होगी, रिसर्च टेक्निक्स की बात होगी, एवेल्युएशन करेंगे यूंग की थ्योरी की, और कंपेयर करेंगे यूंग की थ्योरी को हम फ्रॉइड की थ्योरी के साथ. डियर स्टूडेंट्स, I hope you have enjoyed listening to this lecture as much as I have enjoyed delivering it to you. I hope you will make use of the PowerPoint slides and the Word document that is available. Please do write to us if you have any question. Take care of yourself. Hope to see you in the next lecture. Khuda Hafiz.